Angela and I are no strangers to beautiful beaches. We spent nearly 20 years living along one of the world's finest, known as Florida's scenic Highway 30A. And on our travels across 6 continents, we've plopped our pale, lazy butts onto just about any sandy patch we could find. But this tiny Thai island might just top them all. One 45-minute flight from Bangkok and an hour-long speedboat ride later, we found ourselves on Koh Mak, on the eastern edge of the Gulf of Thailand, not far from the Cambodian border. Once on the island, we hopped into the back of a song tao, which rattled us through the jungle until we hit Ao Suyan Yai Beach on the far side of the island. Koh Mak instantly reminds you why you came to Thailand in the first place. "17 miles of silky white sand, serene turquoise waters, and palm trees that seem content to simply sway the day away."
Overall, honestly, we can't say enough good things about this little beachfront boutique resort. The bungalow is very large, it's standalone. We have 2 terraces, a hot tub. We have literally, we're 20 steps from the water. It includes breakfast, it includes paddle boards, it includes kayaks. The staff has been just absolutely amazing. The food has been incredible. It really compares to some of the Michelin star restaurants we've eaten at in Bangkok. And what's the price? All of that. Tax, breakfast, all the activities I mentioned, and a huge, spacious bungalow all to ourselves directly on the water, all in, everything. Just a little under $110 a night. Incredible value.
My favorite thing about Koh Mak so far is the chilled out vibe. It is immediately like a big exhale.
This is low tide at the moment. The water normally comes up to about where I'm standing during high tide. But this is incredible. I mean, these are the bungalows right here. That's a room. That's a standalone room. It's got an upstairs and downstairs and a back area. And the beach is just empty. I see one person. I don't know if you can see him down in the distance. Way down there. And he's not even a tourist. He's sweeping. He's sweeping any debris on the beach. And sometimes when you visit these countries, you have a challenge with pollution, not necessarily their pollution, but plastic waste that's washed up on the beach overnight and has to be cleaned. That's just not true here. It is incredibly clean, pristine, and some of the clearest, warmest water we've ever enjoyed in all of our travels.
Gulf is shallow here, shifting with the tides to reveal and then reconceal the black lava rocks barely beneath. The water here might be calm and crystal clear, but the seafloor is a minefield of sea urchins and toe-busting lava rocks. So this is the perfect place to break out the old paddleboards provided complimentary by Seavana Resort. On the immediate horizon, Koh Mak Nature Preserve softly beckons you to come explore its untouched beauty. For me, the real adventure was hopping on a scooter and getting wonderfully lost in the humid tangle of dirt roads and jungle trails that crisscross through this lush landscape. Helmets are hard to come by here. After all, there are no cars except the occasional sungtao shuttling people and supplies to and from the pier. The biggest road hazard are sun-basking dogs that simply can't be bothered to budge. You just have to go around. We actually met an American here who's been living here for about 8 months now. He's lived in Thailand for a number of years and in Southeast Asia for the last 20 years. And he said he's pretty much decided this is where he's going to spend the rest of his life. It is a small island. I think everybody knows everybody. In fact, Angela brought up a good point. He mentioned that a couple of stray dogs had had litters of 8 puppies each. So there was a lot of concern on the island about, making sure they're properly neutered, etc. So it's a small island when you know how many pups were in the latest street dog litter. That's the kind of place this is. That's the headlines that make news here in Koh Mak. Overlooking the pier, a tiny temple known as Wat Samakhitam greets arrivals and bids farewell to those unfortunate enough to leave. There are no crowds, unless you count the cicadas and a couple of caretaker monks. This is a place that time forgets to check in on you. There isn't a lot to do on this island, and that is the primary attraction. I mean, of course, there are beach activities. You can swim, you can paddleboard, and you can kayak. You can rent a scooter and traverse the little, I don't know if you call them roads, they're almost like paths. There aren't many cars at all on the island, mostly scooters and bicycles, a few golf carts. You're not allowed to bring a vehicle here. So there's not a lot to do, but that's the magic of it. I mean, it is just, you wake up and say, hey, let's get some coffee. And then let's go walk on the beach and let's get on the scooter and go explore the jungle a little bit. But as I said, it's a small island, and the reason you come here is to decompress. But dog swerving, paddling, and singha swigging aren't the only activities to be found on Koh Mak. Enveloped by banana leaves and banyan trees, this open-air jungle gym is right out of a Rambo cockfight scene. Back in Bangkok, Angela's been taking Muay Thai lessons for over a year now. And, well, nothing says relaxing vacation like throwing elbows and high kicks at a mountain of a man who could squash you faster than an empty can of Chang beer.
All right, Ange, how'd you do? Did you kick some?
I survived.
You survived?
My one job.
Okay, you survived. That's good.
It's rainy season here in Thailand, but rain has never dampened our travel spirits. In fact, we find that watching thunderstorms roll across white caps is one of nature's most spectacular displays.
Is there anything better in life than getting caught in a rainstorm but already being in a beach bar directly on the water? I don't think so. I hadn't found it yet. There's really a huge misconception about what rainy season is here in Thailand. We're in the middle of rainy season, so there's no one here. This place is absolutely deserted. And I mean, there are a few other guests, but not many. And that's true across the entire island. And part of it is because this is the off season. This is the rainy season. Well, rainy season doesn't mean it rains all day, every day. It just means that it rains a little bit here and there. It might rain for 30 minutes in the morning. It might rain for an hour in the afternoon, or it might not rain at all, or it might rain just across the bay where you can see it, but it doesn't hit you. So the vegetation is so lush. Everything is just so alive and vibrant. And the rain, watching the thunderstorm, sleeping, having an afternoon nap if it does rain a little bit, it's just incredible. And I can't believe that this is the off season. In fact, this is the only time I want to be here. We've got it all to ourselves. The rates are incredibly reasonable. And watching the thunderstorms roll in across the water has just been one of the highlights of the trip for us. This is a private island, mostly owned by a single family from what I understand. It's a very large island to be private. I mean, there certainly are some individual businesses, but you're not going to find the 7-Elevens or any condo towers, any hotel chains, any chains at all. This is all mom and pop businesses, mom and pop restaurants. You won't find jet ski rentals or extreme sports or banana boats. This is a place where you come to paddleboard, to kayak, to snorkel. There are a few dive shops I've seen. There's a Muay Thai gym where Angela's refreshing her Muay Thai skills this week. And it is just a place where all of it feels authentic. It's real. It's not tourist driven. It's a real community that happens to welcome tourists in.
Nowhere to be and all day to get there. Koh Mak checks every box on the tropical paradise punch list. Turquoise waters, soft sandy beaches, lush foliage, friendly locals, and delicacies plucked straight from the sea. From South America to the South Pacific. From the Mediterranean to the Andaman. Angela and I have seen more than our fair share of beaches. But we both absolutely agree. Koh Mak is the best beach escape we've discovered in all of our travels. Not that we have any intentions of giving up the search, of course.